do some of the controllers, and also we, like for example the first one, the head, we already assign control the join using the constraint orient. And also for this one we haven't done anything yet for the chest controller. Okay, and this one also we haven't done anything yet. Okay, so for the chest controller, okay, same thing, we're going to assign control the join using the orient. Okay, so first of all, make sure the pivot point of the controller is at that joint, number one, and then double check this one, what you have to do to make this 0 back. Yeah, how do we highlight and make it 0? Freeze transformation. In order for us to make this 0, we freeze transformation. Alright, freeze transformation. The one delete history is to make sure we don't have any construction history. Construction history is whatever under the input. Okay, so currently I don't have anything, but anyway, just to make sure, I go to edit, delete by type, history. Okay, right. After that, delete history, freeze transformation, pivot point at the joint, select the controller, shift select the joint, right? Then go to rigging menu, constrain, orient, option box, make sure maintain offset is checked, then add. Okay, so after that you can actually control the joint using your chest. File, recent file.
Yeah.
You can check from here.
That wasn't the right one for some reason. It didn't save in the right spot.
Alright,
So I'm just checking another one, but this is frozen.
Yeah. Edit, delete by type, history. Alright. Then double check your pivot point, press W so that you can see the arrows. Okay, then shift select the joint, the chest joint. Okay, double check also from your outliner, you press F so that you can see the selected objects. Okay, so you can see there is 2 objects has been selected, joint chest and then curve 1. Alright, so first of all, make sure you select the controller, shift select the joint, then you go to constraint, orient, option box, maintain offset, then you click add.
I've only got one click on the side here, just the control of the curve.
What's that?
I've only got one select on the side there. Where's the other one on that side?
Okay, this is curve.
Curve, yeah.
Shift click the joint.
Yeah.
Then you bring your cursor at the outliner. You press F.
Right. Yes.
Can you see the 2 selection? Right.
That's fine.
Then constraint, orient, option box.
That's rigging.
Yep.
Constraint. Orient. Option box.
Maintain offset, then click add. And for this controller, okay, so for this controller, okay, again same thing, select the controller, go to modify, freeze transformation, edit, delete by type, history, and check the pivot point. Press W, Okay, check the pivot point. If it is not in the middle, press insert, press V, okay, and then you click and drag.
I've got to make that pivot point. I'll make it that.
Okay,
I'll make it,
freeze transformation.
I have to make the controller. I haven't made it yet.
Oh, I see. Okay, you can use a simple circle, nerve circle.
Okay.
Just create a simple circle. Okay, I'm going to delete this. Okay, nerve circle, and then move it W. Press V, middle mouse button, click and drag at the joint. You see here, I already selected my curve. I already pressed move, W, move. Okay, I go near to my joint. Okay, press V, middle mouse button, click and drag.
Okay, I'm having problems here with the nerve circle.
What's that?
The nerve, I can't get it. It doesn't appear.
Okay, when you choose this tool,
Yeah.
okay, it will create a small nerve circle in the center of the grid.
Yep.
Can you see that?
Okay. Yep.
That is the reason why I used to change it to interactive creation. If you go to create NURBS primitive, you check the interactive creation. If you don't check the interactive creation, the moment you click the tool, the NURB circle will appear in the center of the grid, a small one. Sometimes we don't notice that you have multiple objects there.
Full there already.
You see?
Okay, so I've got the big one there. Scale. Yeah, pivot point.
Okay, you can straight away move it.
Yep.
Move W, press V, okay, click and drag, put it on the joint. Okay,
We'll get it front here first. Yep.
okay, once done, select the curve, modify freeze transformation, edit, delete by type, history, shift select the joint, constrain. Okay, this one you constrain parent, okay, because we're going to use this to move and also to rotate. Okay, so shift select this joint, constrain parent option box, make sure the maintain offset is checked. The rest is default, so you will translate and also the rotation. Then
So
add.
select. Then you go to constrain, orient.
No.
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 Which one? The parent?
Okay, select the controller,
Yep.
shift select the joint,
Yep.
constrain
Yep.
parent option box,
Yep.
then add.
Just that.
Yep. Okay, so what happened here now, for now, okay, so we can actually rotate. Okay, it's alright, the legs are moving. Okay, so we also can move. Okay, don't worry about the controllers, the one which is not stick together. Later we will adjust that.
Did I need to transform first?
Yes. Yep.
Yep. Constraint.
Yep. Parent.
Freeze. Freeze. Transformation. Yep. Freeze.
No, no, you only select the circle.
Okay. Just a circle and
Yep.
freeze transformation.
Yep.
Yep.
History.
Ah. Okay. Delete. See. Yep. Joint. Constraint. Parent. Box.
Okay.
Okay.
Try to rotate the controller.
Yeah, that's better. Cool.
Alright. So undo back the whatever rotation that you have. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some controllers for the hand, for the legs, what else? And the elbow and the knee. Okay, so you just listen first. Okay, later I'll pass you the file. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, let's say, still thinking. Okay, I'll just use a simple circle here for the hand. Okay, I'm drawing from the side view and then move it. Okay, I'm going to snap to the point here. Okay, here for the hand I'm only going to use IK system. I don't want to do the FK, because if you do put FK also can. Okay, you need to rotate. Okay, if IK, you just straight away move your hand. Alright, so just one controller and another one for the elbow direction. Alright, so first of all, the wrist controller, you snap it to the joint. Okay, make sure you snap to the joint and the size is okay, whatever pattern you can use. Alright, then I go to modify, freeze transformation, edit, delete by type, history. Okay, leave it there first. Okay, I'm going to just leave it there. Okay, why? Because we need a IK handle. Okay, we haven't created the IK handle. Okay, same thing. Okay, we also have another joint here which we can actually control. Okay, so this one, what I do, I create another controller using circle as well. Okay, draw it from the top view, move it up, press V. Okay, and click and drag, put it here. Try to rotate your view to check whether the position is correct or not. Alright, so this is fine. Maybe I scale it a bit. Okay, then modify, freeze transform, edit, delete by type, history, shift select the joint. Okay, make sure you when you select the joint, okay, you don't select like this. You are selecting the wrong joint. Okay, make sure you click on above the joint. Let's say you want to select this, you click here, easier. Alright, if you want to select this joint, okay, you click here to select, easier to select. Right, okay, so I'm going to select this joint, this controller, shift select this joint, go to constrain, orient, option box, maintain offset, add. Okay, only this controller which we use parent, and also wherever there is a IK we use parent. Okay, so this controller will be using parent later, not to the joint but to the IK handle. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, Control D, okay, put it there. Oops, where is it? Okay, press V, click and drag, put it somewhere there, press F, double check, press V, click and drag, and then double check, okay, it is not at the right place, press V, click and drag. Okay, I don't know. Is this correct? I think so. Check from the top view. Yeah, I think it's correct. Alright, So once you have placed it, make sure freeze transformation, don't forget that. Modify, freeze transformation, edit, delete by type, history. Okay, so done with that. This one also done. This one, the constraint has been done. Okay, so I can select the controller and move my character. Okay, so I already undo that. And the elbow controller, for the elbow controller I'm going to use the curve NURB circle. Okay, and then I'm going to edit the control vertex. Okay, I'm selecting this vertices and then make some pattern there. Okay, so right click, object mode again. Okay, position it exactly behind the elbow. Okay, so how? From the front view, this is my front view, I'm going to snap to the joint. If you have difficulty in snapping to the joint, what you do, you show the polygon, you hide all the polygon, so you only see your joint and the controllers. Alright, so I'm going to select the controller, press V and then snap to point, click and drag. Okay, it's already snapped. From the top view, okay, we just move it back. Okay, move it back so that when we bend the hand, it doesn't overlap with the hand. So maybe further a bit. Okay, so something like that. After that, go to modify, freeze transformation, edit, delete by type, history. So you can see we have been using this freeze transform again and again and again, right? And also delete history by type again and again and again, and create NURBS circle again and again, right? So these tools are some of the tools we always use. So what we can do is we can create a custom shelf, for example like this one. Okay, so how do I add my custom shelf? Let's say I have mine here. Okay, this example only. So I go to shelf editor. Okay, where do I find my shelf editor? Shelf editor, window, general editor, UI element, no. Okay, setting preferences, shelf editor. Okay, window, setting preferences, shelf editor, and then I click on shelf content. Can you see the shelf content? Okay, I'm going to add a new shelf, like a plus button there, new shelf, and then I go to rename this. Okay, my shelf. Okay, my shelf, let's say, and then I click save all shelf. Okay, so now I have custom Yavinish my shelf. You click on the my shelf, then you press Ctrl and Shift. Okay, you press Ctrl and Shift, and then you choose the tools that you want. For example, modify, freeze, transform. You see, when I press Ctrl Shift and choose my whatever tools, it will appear here. Okay, I press Ctrl Shift, I go to edit, delete by type, history. Now I have this, delete by type, history, and then I go to Ctrl Shift, create NURBS primitive circle, click. Okay, so what happened here? I have freeze transform, delete history, NURBS circle. Okay, and you can add whatever tools that you want. Let's say I want to create join here. Create join. Control Shift and then choose the tool. Okay? Easy, right? You can understand, right?
Yeah, just need to go a bit slower so I can write it down so I can remember.
Okay, so simple thing.
Yeah, go to
Window, setting
Windows.
preferences, shelf editor.
Okay, Windows, setting preferences, shelf editor.
Yep. Okay, click on the shelf editor, then you have a shelf editor panel here,
Yep.
and then click on this new shelf.
Yep.
Okay, click on the new shelf, and then at the rename there you give a name for it. Okay, you give a name, then you save all shelf.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
then in the shelf you will find your new shelf.
Yep.
Okay, and then you press Control and Shift,
Control Shift.
and then using one hand Control Shift,
Yep.
and the other hand using your mouse, and then choose your tool. I go to Modify Freeze Transformation.
Yep.
Edit. Okay, so edit, delete by type, by history. Make sure you press Control Shift. I didn't let go my Control Shift. While pressing Control Shift, you just choose all your menus that you need. Skeleton, create join, and then I go to modeling, I go to mesh, boolean, union, edit mesh, bevel, edit mesh, I don't know, merge to center, extrude, detach, collapse, while pressing Control and Shift. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so when you're using Control Shift, it will add to the current selected shelf. Okay, means let's say I'm at the let's say polygon modeling, poly modeling. All right, in poly modeling itself, it already has a lot of tools here. If I click this arrow, you have second row there, right? My current selected shelf is poly modeling. If I press Control Shift and choose whatever tools, it will be added there. It will add whatever tools while you pressing Control Shift at the selected shelf. If you want to put it to your shelf, make sure your shelf is selected. Then you press Control Shift, and then you choose any tools that you need. Okay. If you want to remove the tools that you don't want, for example, I go to my shelf. Okay, I don't want the create join tool here, so I just middle mouse button. Where is that? Oh, okay, here don't have. Okay, older version they have a dustbin here. New version you just right click and delete. Okay, right click on the tools, delete, right click, delete. If I want to delete my entire shelf, you go back to shelf editor, window, setting preferences, shelf editor, select the my shelf, let's say, and then I click the dustbin. Are you sure we want to delete my shelf? Okay. Okay, so I have another one, shelf layout 3, delete. Are you sure you want to select? Yes. Yavinesh shelf, delete. Okay, then save.
You save.
I mean here in the shelf editor.
Yep. Yep.
Shelf editor, you have saved all shelf.
Okay.
Okay, so we are done here. What happened? Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this. Control D, press V, click and drag, put it there. Oh, sorry. Only in one direction. Press V, click and drag. Okay, I'm putting another controller at the back of the other one. Modify, freeze transform. Right, done with this. And for the leg, I'm going to draw another controller okay. So here for the leg, okay, I have this controller for the foot here, but my pivot point should be at the ankle joint, this joint. Alright, so select the controller, press insert, press V, okay, and then I put it here. Okay, then insert back, modify, freeze, transform, edit, delete by type, history. Okay, and this one also you don't do anything yet. Okay, for this one, since I have some odd shape here, I'm going to mirror this. Okay, so how do we mirror? Control D, okay, X value -1, okay, and then I just snap it to here. So if I take a look at this one, okay, I have this. Okay, by right H, I don't want this shape. Change the shape to look like a shoe. Okay, something like that. Object mode, Control D, scale X -1, enter first. Okay, and then show all your joints, then snap to the joint like that. Okay, so alright, done with this. Select both, modify, freeze, transformation, edit, delete by type, history. Okay, done. And the knee controller. Okay, I can use back these two controllers. Control D, just bring it down. Okay, snap it to the joint, press V, click and drag. Okay, why I don't see my polygon here? Yes, show polygon. Okay, so this one is based on individual viewport. If in this viewport you uncheck the polygon, you don't see the polygon only here. Okay, we didn't hide the object, but we just didn't show it here. Okay, so yeah, go back here. I don't want to see my polygon, so that I can select my controller. Okay, make sure it is snapped. Okay, it is snapped. Select both from the side view, you move it to the front. Okay, show all. Okay, so you have something like this. Okay, done. All right. Okay, another important thing to do is to give a name for your controller. Okay, So for example, this one, okay, this is a controller, so I put there CTRL for controller, okay, underscore head, okay, and then followed by what controller is this? This is my chest controller, okay, CTRL underscore chest, okay, and then I have this one, okay, control underscore left underscore elbow, okay, and the other side, select the controller, copy and paste, and then I choose RT for right elbow, and this is left wrist. Oops. Copy that. This will be right right wrist, and then we have control spine, maybe, I don't know, and this is control I don't know, hip maybe, and then here is left knee, right knee, oops, left feet, okay, what else? Control head, chest, hip, wrist, spine, wrist, elbow, feet, knee. Okay, done. Okay, after you rename, okay, so now, okay, the one we haven't done is for the leg. Okay, this one haven't constrained anything. Okay, and the knee haven't done anything, and the wrist and the hand, the elbow, sorry, okay, we haven't done anything. Okay, I'm going to hide my polygon temporary. Okay, uncheck the polygon, show, uncheck the polygon. Okay, I'm going to add a IK handle. Okay, so I go to rigging menu, skeleton, create IK handle, option box. Okay, I'm going to reset the tool. Okay, here should I put that? Let me see. Let me choose the single chain solver, rotate plane solver. Okay, just use the default one. Click the shoulder joint here and the wrist joint. Alright, then I can actually move my what we call the IK handle. I'm moving the IK handle actually to move the hand. Alright, so undo back and go back here, the other hand. Okay, press G, I can't press G, go to skeleton, create IK handle, click here and here. Alright, then go down here at the leg here, create IK handle, click here and here, skeleton, create IK handle here and here. So this one we can actually move our legs. Okay, so after you have created the IK handle for the legs and the hand, okay, so what we do, we select the controller, okay, and then we constrain to the IK handle, shift select the IK handle, constrain, which one? Constrain. Okay, we have two things here. One is we want to move the IK using the controller. Another one is we want to rotate the wrist. Okay, so the controller we constrain point to the IK, the controller we constrain orient to the joint. You understand? Okay, so in order for us to animate this, okay, one thing we will move the IK handle. Okay, the hand we move the IK handle, but the wrist, this part, the thing, okay, we need to rotate that as well. So we need to actually select the joint and we should be able to rotate, correct? Okay, so I'm going to undo back. Okay, so we just constrain point, select the controller, shift select the IK handle, go to constrain point option box, make sure you check the maintain offset, then click add. After that, select again the controller, shift select the joint, go to constrain orient option box, maintain offset, add. Okay, the same controller is controlling the IK handle and also the joint. So if I move my controller, okay, it is moving, and also when I rotate my controller, it is rotating the hand. Okay, so put back to my, highlight everything, 0, go back to same place. Okay, after done the wrist, select the elbow controller. Okay, make sure everything is done, freeze transform, delete history, shift select the IK handle. Okay, constrain pole vector. Okay, pole vector we don't have any option, so next time whenever I have this, I can actually move the elbow direction. Okay, so the other side also same, select the controller, shift select the IK handle, constrain what? Okay, point, constrain point. I didn't go to the option box. Why? Because earlier we already set that, the check maintain offset. Alright, then select the controller, shift select the joint, constrain orient, then select this elbow controller, shift select the IK handle, constrain what constraint is that? So constrain pole vector. Okay, so always remember, controller with the joint, always, most of the time, 99% time, constraint with the joint is orient. 99% controller with the IK handle is point. Okay, 100% the IK direction is pole vector. Okay, not 100%, 99% also. There is other way also to actually do that. Okay, so I can move, have I did this? Okay, I can move it, I can rotate this. Okay, I can rotate this, and I can actually move my elbow. Okay, right, everything is set back to 0, set back to 0, done. Okay, for the legs, let's go to the leg here. Okay, so this one, okay, let me think. okay, we will just do a simple rig first for now. Okay, so I'm going to select same like how we did for the wrist. Okay, I'm going to do the same. Okay, select the controller, shift select the IK handle, constrain point. Okay, this one, shift select the IK handle, press G. Okay, so then select the controller, shift select the joint, constrain orient, controller, shift select the joint, constrain orient. Select the controller, the knee controller, shift select the IK handle, then pole vector. Select the controller, the knee controller, shift select the IK handle, constrain pole vector. Alright, so you can lift up the leg. Alright, so you can lift up the leg, you can, let me see, move it up, select these two, you can change the direction of this thing. So if I change back to 0, change this back to 0, what happened? What happened? What happened? Can you guys see that? When I select this controller, I put value of 0. Remember, I duplicate from the top and then put it at the bottom, right? What did I miss? Freeze transformation. Okay, so make sure. Okay, so I will remove my pole vector constraint. So select the controller. Okay, modify, freeze, transform, edit, delete by type history. Okay, you see that's what happened. Alright, so make sure you freeze transform. Select the controller, shift select the IK, and then go to constrain pole vector. Shift select the IK, press G. Okay, so I can, yes, sure. I can move it. Okay, after I move, I want to go back to set it back to original position, highlight everything, 0 back. Highlight everything, 0. Okay, so if I turn on my polygon, okay, I can select this thing, I can rotate. Okay, we are not doing the weight paints. Okay, so that move it up, then I can, okay. Okay, the only thing that we cannot do here now is the heel raise and then the foot raise, the toe raise and all that. We can't do here because I didn't do the what we call the reverse foot rig. Okay, so this one, yes, we can do. We can actually move it. Okay, the normal movement, we can do that. Alright, so let's okay, we have to do more things. Okay, so for example, if I want to move the entire character, I would need another bigger controller. Okay, this is, sometimes they call it main controller or global controller, something like that. Okay, and normally it will be placed at the bottom here and it will be big. Right, so position everything 0. Okay, so this one, modify, freeze, transform, edit, delete by type history. Okay, this controller, I'm going to rename this CTRL main. Okay, now if I move this character, okay, the controllers doesn't follow, right? It doesn't follow, so we have to make it that the controller should follow, number 1. And number 2, most of the character, if you see, if there is a IK handle, you need to move the IK handle together with the character. Okay, so for example here, just take a look. Okay, so whenever I move my chest joint or rotate, okay, the head is moving as well, okay, but the controller doesn't move, right? So what we need to do here is we have to make this controller is controlled by the joint, the chest joint as well. Okay, so I'm going to hide my polygon here. Okay, just take a look. If I select the controller, when I rotate, okay, the chest joint has been rotated. You see, the head joint is controlled by the controller, the head controller. Okay, and the head controller should be controlled by this joint, or maybe this joint also can. Okay, so we need to parent it, right, using a constraint. Okay, how do we do that? Okay, number one, you create a locator. Locator is a null object. It doesn't have any function. The only function is to hold another object. Okay, locator, and some application we call it null, some application we call it null object. Okay, so for example in After Effects we call it null object. Alright, so we have locator here, create locator, and then I'm going to snap it to maybe, let's say, this joint. Okay, whatever joint below the head joint, this one or this, not below than that. Okay, chest or this, let's say I just place it in the chest. Press W, press V, middle mouse button, click and drag. Okay, if I scale it up, you can see clearly. Okay, something like that. Okay, so the shape will be like this. It will be in green color. Okay, this is the shape of it. Alright, so this one we snap it to the chest joint. Okay, like that. And then we're going to parent the locator to the chest joint. Okay, so which one select first? Normal parent. Hmm? Come again?
Locator.
What's that?
Locator. Look first. Look first.
Child or parent first? Normal parent. Okay, so in this case the locator will be the child, the chest joint will be the parent. So P for parent. So means whenever I rotate my chest joint, okay, you can see the locator follows. Can you see that? Okay, it is following. So 0 back. Okay, now we have to make our head controller to follow the locator. Okay, if I use a constraint, okay, every time whenever you have a constraint, you will have a blue color highlight here. When we are doing animation, we need to set key, we need to add keyframe, okay, on the attributes, right? So whenever we want to add keyframe, we should not have this kind of thing, whether blue or yellow or whatever color, only empty, no color, and then when we set key it will become red. Okay, so if just take a look first. Okay, if I select the controller, okay, the controller is going to be the child. Okay, so I need to select the locator first, shift select the controller, I go to constraint, I go to parent. Okay, so now my head controller, it has this blue color. Okay, so if I rotate this chest joint, the head controller follows, the head joint follows. Okay, but what is the problem we are having now is, if I select my head controller, I have this blue color, which I don't want. I want it to be no color, and so that I can set keyframe. You see, when you set keyframe, it becomes green and red. It's supposed to be only red. So we cannot use this method. So instead of directly doing constraint to the head joint, we do a group for the head joint. Okay, or you can even create another locator. Okay, because if you create another locator, then it will be confusing which locator is what. Okay, so I prefer to create a group. Control G. Okay, inside the group you have a head controller. Okay, I'm going to rename the group grp underscore head control. Okay, or control head underscore group, maybe. Okay, whatever. Okay, after that you parent the group to the locator using a constraint. Okay, so I'm going to select the which one is select first for the constraint.
Child.
Parent first. Normal parent, select the child first. Constraint parent, select the parent first. So in this case, the locator will be the parent and the group will be the child. Okay, constraint parent. Okay, so now we have this thing, the constraint, on the group, not on the controller. Okay, so now if I rotate my what we call a chest joint, the head joint follows, sorry, the head controller follows, so the head joint also follows. So if I show my polygon, press 5. Okay, whenever I rotate my chest, the head also follows. Then you can animate the head separately. Get it? Okay, now let's go one level lower. So if this is my spine controller, if I rotate my spine, you can see the controller of the chest doesn't follow, but the chest joint is moving. Okay, so we need to do the same thing here. I'm going to hide my polygon. Okay, so here this controller, chest controller, should be following this spine controller, spine joint, sorry. Okay, so the same thing, we create a locator, create locator, W to move, V to snap to point, middle mouse button, click and drag. I just scale it up so that we can see clearly. Okay, something like that. Then chest controller, we make a group, control G. Okay, I just copy the name, double click here, grp underscore chest control, enter. Okay, so this one we're going to parent it to the joint. Okay, child select first or parent select first? Normal parent. Okay, so the locator will be the child, the joint will be the parent. Press P for parent. Okay, and then you select the locator, okay, as the parent for the group. Okay, so control click the chest group, constraint parent. Okay, so if I rotate my spine controller, the chest follows. When the chest follows, the head also follows. Okay, so if I show my polygon, okay, you can do that, and then you can do that. Okay, and you can rotate the head. Okay, done. Okay, now followed by this one. Okay, so whenever I move this, okay, this controller is not following. Okay, so whenever I rotate, it is not following. So what I do, I go to hide my polygon first. Okay, same thing, you create a locator, create locator, W to move, V, middle mouse button, click and drag, scale it up so that you can see. Okay, something like that. then this one parent it to the join. Select the child, select the parent, press P for parent. Okay, then this controller, you make a group, control G, and you rename the group grp underscore control spine. Alright, and we already parent this to the join, and this one we select the parent first, control click the group, constrain parent. So whenever I rotate this join, okay, the spine join also follows. Alright, okay, done here. And okay, this one we don't do anything. Okay, so this one we don't do. Alright, so this, okay, this one when I move, okay, the spine, the chest, the head follows. But how about these things? The hand controller, the wrist controller, the elbow controller, the feet, and this one. Okay, we will parent it to this controller. Okay, so how? Okay, same thing. Okay, so we select this. Let me just see. If I move this, everything follows. Okay, just to show you, if I select 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the hit controller, if I move it, okay, everything moves. Okay, so means all this selected controller should be parented to this one. Okay, so you can either normal parent, or you can use the same method like just now. Alright, so easy way is I just normal parent. So make sure freeze transform done, delete history done. Okay, then I'm going to select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I've selected all this. Shift select the last object as my parent, press P for parent. So next time if I want to move the entire thing, I just select the controller over here and then I move it. Okay, so that's one. And then if I want to animate individually, okay, without adjusting this, I need to make sure I move this, and this, and also this. Okay, I need to animate this, all this. If I want to move my character, let's say the character is walking, okay, I need to animate all this. Okay, okay, so done. You can now use this to animate. Alright, and what are the things that we're missing here is things like a smile, eye blinks, and all that. Okay, normally we will do another user UI for the facial controller. Okay, so normally the facial controller, it will be at the side of the head. You can have a switch on and off. Okay, so for example, just an example, I select my eye, duplicate that, put it here. Okay, just for demo purpose, I'm not going to apply this on our rig here. Okay, so let's say I want to do a eye blink. Okay, we have a texture there. Okay, I'm going to control D. This is, let's say this is the original, this is the duplicated version. I just choose my component. Make sure you remember component, and then I just reshape this thing. Okay, so I move it, or maybe I scale it, and then I move it. Okay, this parts. Okay, I scale it, I move it. Oops, sorry. Scale it, move up here, and then everything move down. Okay, so this doesn't look like edge. scale. Okay, I made it flat and then I snap it to here. Okay, I go back to object mode. Let's say this is my blink, closing the eyes. Okay, so let's say this is my original object. Okay, I select this object first, the one I've modified, shift select the original model, you go to deform, blend shape, option box. Okay, blend shape node, I give a name for it, blink. Alright, then create. Okay, so what happened here, when I select this object in the construction history, I have a blink there. I didn't rename this, never mind. Okay, blink. Okay, I have this object. If I increase the value, I have this. Okay, as though this is blinking. Alright. Okay, so we can actually create an object or controller. Okay, if you see, let me show you. Sorry. Say I have a nerve circle. Okay, let's say this is my UI. Okay, so maybe I create another one. Control D, scale. Okay, I put up here. Okay, so whenever I move from here to here, the eye will close. When I open back, it will open, let's say. Okay, so I need to set the maximum and minimum value for this. I go to modify, freeze transform. This is the value of 0. This is my maximum value. Minimum value, it will be somewhere around here, which is this value. I'm going to copy this, go to attribute editor. Okay, you go to nerve circle, you have limit information. Under translate Y, limit maximum and minimum. Minimum is this value, I just copy and paste. Maximum will be 0. Enter. So means if I select the object, if I move in Y axis, it will just move this in this way. Okay, it will move in all the other direction, Z, X and all that. Okay, what we can do is we can lock the rest or hide it. Lock and hide selection. So we only have translate Y for this. When I press W, I can move in only one direction. Okay, so if I put 0, okay, this is the when my value translate Y is 0, my blend shape value of blink for this attribute should be 0. When this value is negative blah blah blah, this value should be 1. Okay, so we do that using a set driven key. Why I can't select? Oops, sorry. Move it up. Okay, so I go to animation, key, set driven key, option box. Okay, so this is my driver, load driver. This is my object, sorry, this is not my object. My object should be, my driven should be the blend shape. Okay, so if I select my object, I go to attribute editor, I go to blink. This is my blink, blend shape. I go to click select. Okay, I can't view my blend shape here. It's a node, blend shape node. So click select, then load driven. Okay, so my driver is my nerve circle, my driven is my blend shape. Okay, attribute is translate Y, attribute is polycylinder 13, the name of your object. Okay, I'm going to click key. Okay, I already clicked key, then go back to nerve circle. Okay, in the attribute editor, I change to minimum value, and select the blink. I change the value to 1, and then key. That's it, close. So every time I adjust this, open, close. You can do animation. Okay, I go to first frame, set key, and then I go to 5 frame, set key, 1 2, maybe 2 frame, set key, 1 2, open back, set key, and then here I just highlight all this, right click, copy, put it here, paste. Oops, sorry. Paste. Okay, so what we have here, oops, that's playing very fast. Playback speed real time. So playback speed real time. Okay, this is how blinking animation is done. Right. Okay, sure. Okay, can take 5.
Thanks.
Okay, so basically when we have a facial controller, something like this, we will parent this to the head joint, so that whenever we move the head, the controller will follow. Okay, so let's just ignore this, delete. Right, let's go back to here. Okay, so facial expression, what else? Okay, done. Right, so I'm going to save this file, copy this to you. You can do using a IK spline. Okay, there is an option for you, rigging, skeleton. You have a IK handle and then create IK spline handle. Right? So you can start with the basic first, okay, basic mechanical rigging or whatever. Then you can further on develop with the spline and all that. Spline, and then how to do a stretchy hand. Okay, they are now a bit advanced. Right. Okay, after you copy, I want you to go to File, New Scene, okay, in Maya, and then you go to File, Create Reference.
So don't open it or open it?
Don't open. File, New Scene.
Alright, so I'll close this.
Yep.
Open Maya.
File, New Scene.
Just gonna close it down. It's been a while.
Okay, 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 never mind. Take a look first. Okay, the one thing that I didn't do here is to lock the unused attributes. For example, this controller, I'm going to use it for rotation and also for movement, translate and rotate, correct? So the rest of the attributes, actually we don't have to see. Height and lock selected. Where is that? Height, lock and height selected, like this. Okay, so that why we have a minimum curve in our graph editor. Okay, later I will show you. Head is only rotation. Dah pengsan ke? Tunjukkan dia. Naik. Tanya dia okey tak? And one more thing that I didn't do here is this one. The what we call how do we rotate this? Okay, so I'm going to select this. Go to modify, add attribute, option box. So the long name will be open close. Okay, so minimum -5, maximum +5, let's say. Okay, oops, sorry. -5, +5, default is 0. Alright, then I'm going to click OK. Same thing here, modify, add attribute, open close, -5, +5, 0. Okay. I go to animation menu. Just take a look first, don't do anything. Key set driven, key set. Sorry. Key set driven, key set, option box. Select the controller, load driver. Okay, and then press 4 for wireframe. I'm going to select 1 join, 2 join. Okay, just 2 joins, 3 and 4. Okay, load driven. I have 4 joins here, and this one load driver. Why I have 2 here? Oh my god. Oh no. Okay, I need to copy again.
Yeah.
Okay, go back to key set driven, key set option box, load driver. Okay, I have one. Excuse me. Two, load driven. Excuse me. Okay. Open close, -5, +5, 0. Add. Close, -5, default is 0. Okay. Okay, both hand I have this controller. Load driver again. Okay, I have open close, and this one is rotation Z, right? Rotate Z. Okay, so default value is 0. Currently, whatever rotation it is, press key. Okay, select back the controller, put a negative value. Negative value, maybe I want it to be open. Okay, highlight again. 2 first. Okay, so the rotation may be something like that. I give a value, let's say 28. This one should be -28. Okay, so highlight all 4, rotate Z, press key, and then go back to the controller, give a value of +5, and this two should be, let me go back to this, it's about let's say -9, and these two +9. Okay, highlight all 4, choose the attribute, and then press key and close. So this one I can actually from -5 to +5. Okay, I have an attribute there, so change back to 0, which is the default, and here is the same, 28. Select the controller, go back to key set driven, key option box, load driver. So select 1 join, 2 join, 3 and 4, load driven. Okay, all 4 is rotate Z. Okay, now it's the default position and the rotation. Press key here, put a negative value first. Negative value, I want it to be opened. Okay, the angle that I used just now is about 28. Okay, so this two angle is -28. Okay, make sure highlight everything, then press key, go back to your controller, put a +5 value, and this will be 9 degrees. Oh, sorry, -9. This is +9. Okay, highlight all 4 controller, rotate this checked, key, close. So this one, if I check, okay, I can do that. Right, so change back to 0. Alright, so done. So I have locked everything, locked, no chat. This is only rotation, lock and height selected. okay, 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 done, 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 done. So if I move this, everything will be moving. If I rotate this, everything will stay. Alright, done. I'm going to save this, and then new. Replace the file. Go to file, new scene in Maya, click new scene. That's why we go to file, create reference, and then we choose the robot_rig, then we click reference. Okay, so what happened here is we are placing our character rig into our scene by using reference. Okay, we are not importing, always remember we didn't import, we reference. Okay, if we import, okay, the file will be inside our scene, means everything we can edit, but when we create a reference we cannot edit. Alright, okay, that's number one. And our scene file is still, it says untitled. Okay, so we need to save our file as a animation file, robot_animation. Okay, something like this. Let me see if I have this. Okay, just for your information, so I have this one of the previous project here, Xylocochi animation space. Okay, in the scene folder, what I've done here, I have background, props, rig, and then scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, blah blah blah. Okay, so in the background folder I will place all the whatever background file, scene file, and then props file, asteroid, moon, planet, whatever shape, UFO, and so on. And in the rig folder I have the character rigs only. Okay, in this way it will be easier for you to organize this thing. In our case we only have one robot rig and one animation, only 2 files, so no issues. Alright, so if you have more files, then for example in the scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, every scene I have more than many shots, different shots. Scene 1, shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, shot 4. Okay, so if I look at scene 2, I have scene 2, shot 1, shot 2, shot 2, 3, 4, and whatever. Okay, all these are animation file. Okay, but the rig file, we just after we completed the rig, we just place it here, we don't touch it anymore. Okay, so for example, the date of this is July 16. Alright, July 16. If I look at the scene file, okay, it will be an updated file. Okay, this one maybe I made some changes in the July 16. I don't know why. This is much new version. Okay, so it's alright. So after we put the rig, we don't edit it anymore. The one we're going to edit is the animation file. Alright, just for your information. And here I'm going to save it as robot_animation. Save as. So in my scene folder, I have 2 files, which is one is the rig and one is the animation file. Scene, okay, animation, rig. Okay, and you can see the file size different. The robot rig is 1.8 MB and the animation file is few KB, 100 KB, I don't know, kilobyte. Why? Even though the same file we have the character, the file size will be very small because we just take the robot as a link. And when we set keyframe, we just have a keyframe information inside this file. Alright? Okay. Now we're going to do
sorry, go back a couple steps. I'm trying to find it. So you go into
file,
new scene.
Yep. Then file again, create reference.
File, new scene, create reference. Yep.
Create reference, choose your robot rig.
Yep.
Then click reference. Then it will be very zoomed in, and maybe you can zoom out.
Yep.
Okay, so this should be okay, something like this. Okay, now we're going to start to do animation. Okay, we're going to do a simple walk cycle. Okay, so what is it? Better one. Okay. Okay, if you want to master animation, okay, there is one book which is mostly used by the animators, which is the survival kit. Okay, if you want the PDF, I have the PDF. All right. Okay, the survival kit. This image is from that book actually. Save images. Let's say I save it there. Okay, so for animation, okay, you have a few types of animation. Okay, we have walks. Let me just show you an example. Survival kit video. This one. You can see here they will show different character. Okay, their timing will be the same, but the way they walk will give how the character, the size of the character, the characteristic of the character, and so on. Okay, just take a look. Okay, all this character is the animation. It will follow the same what we call the same concept in walk cycle. Okay, so for example, some are jumping, some are I don't know, bouncing and all that. Okay, so here, okay, you can notice what's going on here from this man here. Okay, so you can see the shoulder is moving front and back and all that very clearly. Okay, so actually all the character the same thing is happening. Okay, some are more, some are less, that's it. Okay, and you can see this character's head is going up and down, right? It's going up, down, right? All the character does that as well. All the character you will have up and down movement on the head. Okay, so it's just about how much, that's all. Okay, and the timing, whether it's fast or slow and all that. Okay, so we go back to this image. Okay, this image, do you want me to copy this? Okay, so for a basic walk cycle, you have a contact position where your, let's say this is your which leg is this? Okay, right leg, left leg, and here also you have some up movement there. Alright, so let's start to pose our character. Okay, so go back to Maya. You already create a reference, save your file as animation file. You go to your, here you have okay, in the timeline you have few things going on. Okay, this is your first frame, okay, where your frame start from, and then here you have this and this. This is total number of frame. Okay, the 200 there. The 200 is total number of frame, and this one is you can actually expand it. Okay, sometimes when you have let's say 2 minutes of animation. 2 minutes of animation, how many frames? 2 minutes of frame, how many? 2 minutes of animation, how many frames? How do you calculate the number of frames?
120 seconds.
120 seconds, then
divide by 24.
why divide by 24? 2 minutes is 120 seconds, okay. 1 second is 24 frame. Why? 24 frame per second. When we play, it's 24 frame per second. So we going to times with 24, okay, which is the default setting in Maya. So you have 2880 frames, okay. But when we put here 2000 plus frames, it will be quite a lot of frames. It will be difficult for us to see the keyframes frame by frame. Okay, just example. Let's say I change this to 2080. Okay, I don't see the frames anymore. Okay, unless if I reduce this. Okay, I can reduce this so that I can focus on where I want to work with. Okay, for example, I start with 1 and with maybe let's say 200. Okay, then I can see frame by frame, 1 frame by frame. Okay, so here let's say I've already completed frame 1 to 200. Then maybe I want to see 150 to maybe 400, let's say. Okay, so I can see that specific, this is total frame. I can see here, I can see here, I can see here. Okay, so we do bit by bit, we don't do the whole thing at the same time. Alright, okay, so in our case we're going to change this to 25, here also 25. Okay, the total number of frames is going to be 25, and start from 1. Here will be 21, 1, 25, 25. Okay, then you go to your first frame. Okay, from the side view. Okay, so, sorry, not from the side view. You just select your, you need to put your hand down. Now this is in T pose, you need to bring your hand down. So you just move it. When you're moving your hand down, right? Okay, you need to rotate as well. Okay, just imagine your hand is like this, right? When you move down, okay, it will be like this. Okay, this hand. Okay, it will be still maintain this position. So you rotate down. Okay. And when you're moving, also move it from the side view. And you have to slightly bend it, not totally straight. Okay, so just take a look. 1 minute. I bring down my hand here, and then I go back to my front view. Okay, also I move it closer to the body. Okay, and then I double check from my side view so that it is not totally straight like this. No, this is wrong. Why? Because you have an IK there. When you have an IK, if you make it almost straight, what happens is when you animate, right, they call it a pop. There is a pop in the whatever, mostly is the elbow and the knee. Okay, there is a sudden movement, it will be bending if you put it too straight. Okay, you need to make it slightly bended. Okay, wherever there is a IK. If FK, no problem, you can make it straight. Okay, something like this. You do it for both the hand. You can also what we call try to figure out the same value as the other side. Okay, so for example, after I've made the adjustment of the position and everything, okay, I take a look at the value in the channel box. Let's say I have negative 40.584, I change it to negative 40. Translate Y, let's say negative 44.4, I change it to negative 45. Translate Z, maybe let's say 1, I put it 1 there. And then 40, 45, 1. And then I move to the other one. Okay, I put the similar value. For sometimes certain value it will be in negative direction. So 45, 40, negative 45, 1. Done?
Oh, yeah, nearly.
You can see supposedly the hand is a bit straight, the elbow should be straight. Why is it pointing towards that side? Is because of this. You need to move this as well, the elbow direction. Okay, so I'm going to put a value there, negative 20, let's say, and then negative 20. Okay, just roughly. Positive 20, negative 20. Done. Okay, everyone, take a look. Whenever you have a controller for your IK, okay, which is in our case is the hand and the feet. Okay, so when you select the controller, let's say I go to my side view. Sorry. You see, when I move up, okay, this is bended, right? Bending, right? So when I move down, move down, move down, move down, move down, move down, okay, it becomes straight, right? If I move down further, it doesn't move, right? Okay, you should not do that. You should always, okay, if I click for wireframe, my joint, my IK handle is somewhere around here. Okay, it should not leave the place. It should be just above, like that. You should not more than that. Okay, means your hand should be slightly bended. Okay, take a look from the side view and also the front view. Front view, your hand shouldn't be like that. Okay, maybe closer first, then you move it up so that it is slightly bended. Check from your side view. Okay, you must take note on this. Okay, for position, you see, just take a look. If I move in X, okay, so for example, let's say I move it in this direction. Okay, maybe let's say negative 5, let's say negative 5, sorry, negative 5. Okay, so how about this one? If I move it to the other side to make it symmetry, I'm moving it to the positive value. Can you see that? So if I put here 5, okay, so I get the same thing. So because the arrow is pointing this way, if I move here, it's positive. If I move that side, it's going to be negative. Got it? Okay, so translate X opposite value. Okay, the positive negative symbol there. All right, opposite value. So I'm going to undo back. Okay, so translate y. If I move this up in positive direction, this one also I move up in the positive direction, correct? Both are pointing upwards. Okay, so translate y same value. Okay, and translate z, let's check this. Okay, so z is moving forward, here is also moving forward, correct? So same, yes. Alright, let's go to rotate. Rotate X. Okay, so if I press E for rotation, okay, if I move it this direction, this is rotate X. Okay, to make it this is aligned to this side. Okay, I'm rotating it in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and how about here? I rotate the other side, correct? Correct?
That's
Okay.
clockwise, yeah. That's clockwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, clockwise.
Yeah.
This is anti-clockwise.
Yeah.
So this is rotate X should be in opposite value, opposite direction. Okay, so if this is I put there negative 80, let's say, the other side I should put positive 80. Is it correct? Let me just zero back. Okay, this is 0. If I select both, yep. Why is it changing in the same direction? Let me see.
One's going clockwise and one's anti-clockwise.
Hang on. I know the reason why. Go to edit. Hang on. 1 second. Okay, I can't show now. Okay, the reason is, okay, supposedly if I have an object cube, okay, I already freeze transform for both objects. I go to E for rotate. Rotate. Okay, currently the rotate X is in this direction. Rotate X. Okay, to the front. Okay, so this one also rotate X to the front. But ours is actually initially it was up here. Okay, then when we bring down, the direction has been changed. Okay, so here let me just show you one more thing. If I rotate in Z axis, okay, you see this should be positive, negative value, and this should be positive value, negative and positive for Z axis. So let's say I put 0. If I change it, same value, same direction. Okay, so if I put negative value, let's say this is negative 20, this is positive 20, I get symmetry, rotation, correct? Okay, if I go to 0, I delete 1, I control D to duplicate, I change the scale X to negative 1. Okay, so now when I rotate, just take a look. Sorry, if I just go to rotate Z, why is it not changing? Let me see. Supposed to hang on. Same. How did I copy this one? See. Next now. Control D, Control G, scale X, -1. Okay, you can see here I'm rotating in Z-axis. It is symmetry, even though same value, let's say 50. Okay, this side also 50, this one also 50. How come? It's supposed to follow, right? Okay, why? Okay, so I made a group and then I scale X -1. Okay, so what will happen is it will follow. Okay, even though both are same direction, same positive value, okay, or negative value, -20 or whatever, it will remain symmetry. Means this object we haven't freeze transform. Okay, so just for your information, so here the same thing happening right now. So this one, the rotation X, okay, I'm going to make it 0. Yeah, sure. If I press E for rotate and then click and drag, you see it is rotating symmetrically. Can you see that? Okay, by right, normally after you freeze transform, it be what we call, it shouldn't be following in the same direction. It should be one is positive, one is negative. So in this case it is the same. Okay, so rotate X, same value. Okay, in only for our robot. And we take a look at rotate rotate Y. Okay, so I'm going to make this 0 first. Okay, select rotate Y. If I select rotate Y, opposite direction, can you see that? This is only for this robot, please remember. Alright, okay, because by normally it should be the same. Alright, okay, so this is opposite value. Okay, so this one, let's say 0. Let's say one is I put 50 and another one I should put negative value. Okay, one is positive, one is negative. This is rotation Y. Okay, let's take a look at rotate Z. Okay, so rotate Z is this direction. Okay, this one also supposedly should be opposite. Supposedly no, this is negative. Okay, you see this is going on the same direction, so one positive, one should be negative. Got it? Okay, one positive, one should be negative. Let's say I put there one is 150. Oops, why does it change? -90. Okay, one is positive, one is negative, basically. Let's say I put 150. Okay, so this should be -150, something like that. Okay, so rotate. Can this is only for our the wrist controller, all right, only for this robot's wrist controller. Okay, so I'm going to change back to 90. This is negative 90. Okay, so maybe I'm going to rotate in x-axis of x of negative 70. Rotation x should be same value, so negative 70. Okay, something like that. Okay, can okay, the position already done, right? Okay, let's go and do the first pose. Okay, so first pose at the first frame. Okay, the what we call right hand should be at the back. Okay, left hand at the front. Right hand, this one, at the back. Okay, make sure always remember, don't make it straight, let it be slightly bended. Okay, and this one, move it forward, and also do some rotation so that it doesn't look ugly there. Okay, something like that. And also the leg. Okay, you see, if you don't want to accidentally select your polygon or your joint or your what we call your IK handle. Okay, what you can do is you go to up here. Can you see this? Select handle object, uncheck. Select joint object, uncheck. Select surface object, uncheck. Only the curve has been active. Select curve object. So 1 2 3, you turn it off because we are doing animation now. Move the legs in opposite direction, and also move your hip controller down until your legs are bended. Okay, just take a look. 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm moving these controllers. Why I can't see my... Okay, I'm moving my controller here. Sorry, not up and down, just front and back. I've moved to the back, and this one I moved to the front. move to the front. And also the hip controller, this one, you move it down a bit until your leg has been bended. Both legs must be bent, not only one but both, like this. And also you adjust back your hand position. You can go to online, you find for walk cycle, and then you can download this image. The legs, you don't move up and down. Make sure your translate Y is 0. You select the leg controller, translate Y should be 0. Both translate Y should be 0. Only translate Z. Only translate Z. Then you move the hip controller up and down only. You move it down until both legs are bended a bit. Okay, after that you also readjust your hands position. Okay, so now the changes that we have done is only for 2 hands, 2 legs, and the hip controller, and also the elbow, right? Okay, so select all those things, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, select all that and make sure you are at the first frame. Select that and make sure you are at the first frame and press S to set key. S to set key.
That's about one. Drop one. So the other one is this one. That's inside there.
Select the legs, set key. Select the hip controller, set key. Okay, you can do it separately also can. You can select all together, set key also can. Okay, so for example, I select this, I press S. Select this, S. S. Okay, and this one, S. The hip controller, S. This 2 legs, S. Okay, make sure all this controller, it has a key. How do you know? When you select that controller, it should be red color. The attributes should be in red color. Means you already set a keyframe. There is a keyframe for that frame 1. Okay, means you are telling Maya that okay, this is my value at this time. Which time? Frame 1. At frame 1, you will be able to see the red color line there. Okay, that is your keyframe. Okay. Okay. Now we are doing walk cycle. Walk cycle means it will be repeating, right? Okay. So first frame pose should be same as last frame. Okay, last frame should be same as the first frame. So straight away you go to last frame, you click here. This is first frame, last frame, previous keyframe, play backward, play forward, next keyframe, next frame, last frame. Okay, first frame or the front frame, previous frame, frame by frame. If you, let's say you want to play, you want to check frame by frame, you may pick this or this one. If you want to go to next keyframe, let's say at the first frame you have a keyframe, and then frame 13 you have a keyframe. So you can use these keys, okay, to actually skip from here to there to here. Okay, the one with the red color line here, and then play forward. Okay, so you go to last frame. Okay, while selecting all the what we call the controllers. Okay, I'm selecting all the controllers, all the 7 controllers. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Go to last frame and then press S to set key. So we have a keyframe at 1 and 25. Got it? Okay, last frame, make sure 7 controllers selected. Last frame set key, first frame set key. Got it? Okay, now we go to the middle one, which is about frame 13, I think. Is it? 25 minus 1 divided by 2 plus 1. 13, yes. Okay, go to frame 13. Now we're going to do the opposite direction. This one. Also contract, but the earlier the right leg at the front, now right leg at the back, left leg at the front. Okay, just change it. Okay, select the leg. Okay, I go to front view and then I move it. Okay, select the left leg and then move it to the back. Okay, and then the hand, you move it to the back and make sure you rotate it. Make sure it's slightly bended, not straight. And then again select all the 7 what we call 7 controllers and set a keyframe. Even though we didn't change the hip controller or the elbow, you still select it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Set key at frame 13 after you change it. Playback. After you set key at frame 13, try to play back. Okay, so what's happening here? Okay, it will be sliding because you haven't lift up the leg yet, the crossover section pose. Okay, and also you haven't moved your hip up and down. All right. So the one we have done is this position, the perfect position, okay, and the hands are like that, and the other one like this. That's it. Okay, so that's why if you play back, it will look like a sliding. Okay, now I'm going to stop this. Let's do the in between. Okay, go to frame 7. Okay, we're going to do the passing pose. Okay, so the passing pose, okay, there are a few things. Okay, one of the leg is straight. Which leg straight? We compare from the frame 1. Frame 1, right leg at the front. This one, right leg straight, almost straight, not exactly straight, almost straight. And the leg which we should lift up is the one which is at the back. At frame 1, whatever leg at the back, we lift it up at frame 7. Okay, and also the hip controller, move it up. Okay, and the hand, you see, almost both are at the same position. Almost, right? So go back here at frame 7. Okay, so it's like this. I don't know which one should I move, right? So I go back to frame 1, I check. Okay, so this leg is at the back. I select the controller and then go to frame 7. I just pushed it up. And also the hip controller we should move, and always IK handle, the hand or the leg should be slightly bended. Okay, so when you move up, you don't do that. Okay, make sure you bring it back down so that this leg, you can see here, if I move it up, okay, this becomes totally straight. You cannot leave it like that. You bring down, while you're looking at here, bring it down until you can see there is a slight bending going on. Okay, so the height is done. Okay, this one maybe you can rotate as well, okay, a bit. And the hand, okay, I don't do anything. Okay, looks fine for me. Okay, so just leave it. So set key for the one you have made changes. So these two legs, okay, and also the hip controller, set key at frame 7. Okay, and frame 19, opposite direction, that's all. Frame 19, the height should be almost the same. The height of the hip, the legs position will be opposite. Okay, so for example, just take a look. Okay, I've done with frame 7. I go to frame 19. Okay, this leg should move up. Okay, move it up. Then the hip controller, I move up. Okay, this is too much, so I bring it back down until there is a slight bending. Okay, then I set key for the 3 objects. Set key. Okay, this rotation I've forgotten. Set key. So what happened here now, when I play back, okay, stop, go back to frame 7. Okay, so you lift up one of the leg and rotate, and then move this up as well, not too much, until this leg is slightly bended, right? Okay, and frame 19, opposite direction. Yeah, done. Okay, you can see the only controllers that we move is the leg, the hip, and the hand. Alright, that's the only one we have animated. Okay, so what else we can we do with a character? Okay, this doesn't look so realistic walking. It's just moving up and down. Alright, So what else do you need? Do you still remember the shoulder is moving to the front and back? Okay, so what we do, okay, we go back here, select the chest controller, go to your first frame. First frame, left hand is at the front. Okay, so you let me see. So you rotate the chest controller according to your hands movement. Okay, E for rotation. Okay, so just take a look first. Take a look semua orang tengok dulu. Okay, so I'm selected the chest controller. I'm in the first frame. Okay, I'm going to rotate it in this direction. Okay, so rotate it a bit only, not much. So about maybe let's say -2. Okay, I'm going to set key, go to last frame, set key, go to frame 13, which is the middle. You change the direction, +2 now, and then set key. So what happened, let's try to play back this. So if I look from here, you can see there is a slight movement. Okay, okay, so let's try with I think -2 is very low. Let's try to put it more value there. Okay, so let's say I put there about -6. Set key, go to last frame, also -6. Okay, set key, frame 13, +6. Set key. Set key means you press S in your keyboard. Now you can see more clearer. Okay, do it first. Done? Okay, let's take a look at the head. Okay, you see when we are walking, we actually normally look straight on the road or whatever things, right? Okay, even though our shoulders are moving, but we still focus straight. Okay, we will do the same for this character. Okay, this character, you see, whenever we rotate the chest, the head follows, right? Okay, so what we do, we rotate in the opposite direction. Okay, so first frame, okay, select the controller, rotate in y axis. Okay, I'm trying to make it straight. Okay, so earlier I rotated 6, right? So here also 6. Set key at first frame, go to last frame, set key, frame 13, opposite direction, -6, and then set key. So depends on whatever value you put for your chest. Okay, you see, even though the chest is rotating, the eye still looks straight. Okay, but actually the head is actually spinning. Okay. All right. Okay. What are the other animation that we can do when we are actually walking, right? We have the follow through action. Okay, so once we have stepped, then we will push our weight to the front, then only you will get back straight. Okay, so it will be, okay, so there is front rotation going on. Okay, so at the first frame again, okay, go back to your first frame. Okay, now my what we call one of the leg is at the front. Okay, so I'm going to rotate the chest controller to be forward, okay, using my X rotation. Okay, so let's say I change the value to about let's say 4, let's say. Okay, the chest controller rotate X is 4. Okay, and also the head controller rotate X is about let's say 3. Okay, so select the head controller, shift select the chest controller. This is the only two controller that you have done. What happened? Hopefully it's not hang. Oh no. Did I set my autosave? No, I didn't. You cursed me, right? Okay. Okay, so first frame you rotate the chest to the forward, head to the forward, select both. Okay, when you select both, you go to last frame, it will get back to the 0, right? Correct? Okay, you can start to do that. First frame, rotate X for the chest, rotate X for the head. Last frame should be the same value. Frame 13, opposite value. Do that first. it's 12:30. It's trying to say it's lunchtime. How is it?
It's frozen.
Really? Save your file, everyone. Go to Window, Setting, Preferences. Click on File, Projects. Check the Enable Autosave. You put 5 minutes. Interval minutes, 5 minutes. Then click Save. Guys, everyone. Window, Setting, Preferences. File, Projects. Enable the autosave. Interval minutes, you put 5 minutes. Then click Save. And then save your file as well.
Status not running.
But you have the autosave, right?
I think so for the previous video. Is that happening? It's not even letting me end task.
Boleh pergi tandas. Tandas pula. Boleh pergi makan lunch. Can go for lunch.
Still loaded up.
Is it?